So today is a special day because today is the 10th anniversary of when I first started my journey from a fat introverted guy to eventually becoming a dating instructor, traveling around the world and teaching guys for years how to transform themselves from the inside and out and how to approach and meet women in real life. So I thought it'd be cool to share with you 10 lessons that I learned and give you some insight on how I feel now about women and about transforming yourself as a man to be more attractive to women. So the first thing that I learned was the change that I made as a person was way more awesome than the women that I met along the way. Now, the women were great and I had some amazing times. Don't want to discount them or put them down. I've had some awesome experiences. I definitely don't want to take away from that. But I don't have them with me, right? And no one really cares about notches on your belt and stuff like that. And I'll talk about that later. But the change that I made as a person was the most valuable thing that I got from the entire journey. I developed thick skin from having to deal with so many rejections from going up to women and them just wanting nothing to do with me. I had to develop the skill of building an instant rapport with people that I had never met before. And I had to use a ton of courage to put myself out there and to keep going forward, even though I was failing, and to keep trying again and trying again. And those things that I learned have helped me with business. They've helped me with my fitness. And, I can meet new people now that I've never met before. Somebody can introduce me to a friend and I have the ability to be relaxed, to make them feel at ease, and to create a friendship and a bond very quickly, where back in the day, just talking to new people made me super nervous. I was super introverted and super shy and awkward. The person who I am now and I'm able to present to people has given me more business opportunities and made some amazing and incredible friends. And I would not have been able to do that before I started all of this. And like I mentioned before in the first one, the second thing I learned was that no one cares about how good or how great you are with women. They only really care about themselves. There was times when I got caught up in trying to impress other guys with how many chicks I could talk to and meet and how great I was with women. But at the end of the day, they didn't really care, right? Everyone only cares about themselves and their experience with women and their happiness. That's really all they care about. Eventually, I made a shift to where I didn't care so much about my skills and the women that I could meet and how great I could do, where I switched over to helping my friends and helping the people around me meet the women that they wanted and helping them become better men. Once I was able to do that, I took the pressure off of myself and people just love having me around, and I made some incredible friends. So putting the focus on helping other people and helping them, get better, which obviously in the beginning I had to work on myself a lot, but eventually I shifted to helping people get what they want rather than me trying to be super awesome and impress people. The third thing I learned was that women are often just as clueless as we are when it comes to dating. I don't know where we get this mindset that women are up on this pedestal and they have 3 million zillion options and all this experience and they know what's going on so much better than us and they're so much more intuitive and perceptive. And women are very smart, there's no doubt, but they don't always have everything figured out. You don't have to put her on this pedestal and think that, we're just clamoring to get her attention and hopefully make sense of the situation. Women want a man who will lead. Women want a man who knows what he wants and goes for it confidently. And once you know that, you could stop thinking that women have it all figured out and waiting for cues, and you can start to lead things in the direction of what you want and find out if she's a good fit for you rather than you trying to impress her so much. The fourth thing I learned was that your goals will change. When I first got into this, it would have been awesome just to not have that much social anxiety. And then it got to a point where I just wanted one girl. I just wanted one. I figured there was so many girls out there, right? Let me just have one cute girl who's kind of cool, and then I could just quit and go back to playing video games and be fat and just have one girl, right? But that's not how it works. You have to meet a lot of people to meet one person that's interesting. And what I found out after a while was that the times with the women were great, and I eventually started to meet higher and higher quality women, but I still go out now and approach women and have conversations because it helps me stay social. And the skills that I built, like I said in my first lesson, are actually more valuable to me than the women that I meet sometimes. The fifth thing I learned was that women won't complete you. A lot of guys get into this because they feel that everything, they have a good career and maybe they're in shape or maybe they have some friends and whatever not, but they feel like there's this hole in their life and they don't have a woman. And they think that having a woman is going to fill this hole that they have. And what I find is that, I know for myself was that I didn't love myself. I didn't feel full, and I didn't have self-respect and confidence and all these things. And how could I love somebody else, or how could I have somebody or meet somebody who loves me if I don't even love myself? And that was a huge lesson, and it's something that is so overlooked with the dating skills industry, if you even want to call it that. Guys come in and they want a few pickup lines or some routines and whatever not, and I'm guilty. That was me back in the day. I just wanted a few things to be able to say to women to get them attracted to me, but I didn't realize that I wasn't an attractive person. I didn't love myself. One of my favorite things that Wayne Dyer says is that you can't give somebody what you don't have. So if you're not complete and you don't feel full and love yourself as a person, then it's going to be very, very, very hard to find someone to give love to and have them love you back as well. And this bleeds into my sixth lesson, is that you have to become a great person. If you want to attract high quality women or any high quality people into your life, you have to become a great person. You have to be somebody who makes people feel great when you're around them. You got to be somebody who is positive, who has knowledge maybe and can teach people something. Somebody who's open-minded, who's non-judgmental, somebody that is just a great person overall. I definitely did get into this to meet more women, but what I found was that a lot of this was self-development. This was becoming a more interesting person myself and being the best version of myself that I can. And not just to impress women. This made me more confident and loving of myself. And the more grounded I was as a person, the higher quality people that I attracted into my life. The seventh, eighth, and ninth lessons that I'm going to teach you are actually can be thought of as a 3-step process to getting really good at this. So I'm going to give you 7, 8, and 9, but we're going to think of these as a 3-step formula for success. And I have them written down. The seventh thing is to get help as often as possible. I was always super stubborn and I want to figure things out on my own. So I read a million books. I went out and tried a bunch of terrible advice and eventually came up with things that worked. I had to invent some things that worked. And I didn't ask for any help for the first few years. And it was my hardest time the first couple of years. Once I met mentors and started asking people for help and learning from qualified people, my results skyrocketed a lot. Now, that won't matter, the help that you get, unless you're doing number 8. And the 8th lesson I learned was that you have to have a high amount of volume and a high velocity. And this is something that my buddy Sean always talks about. If you're going to go out 4 nights and let's say approach 20 groups of women, okay? Would you rather have those 4 nights in 1 week, or would you rather have those 4 nights spread out over an entire month? I'll tell you what, if you do those 4 nights in 1 week, you're going to grow much quicker and get much better results than if you did those 4 nights over the course of 1 month. What I found with this is that it was not like weightlifting where you could overtrain and work yourself too hard. The more you got out and the more you practiced, the quicker you would get results. I seen guys eventually that would come and train with me, and we would have summer-long programs. So we would go out 6 nights a week for 3 months, sometimes 7 nights a week for 3 months. And these guys would make rapid, huge improvements in their social skills and their ability to attract women because they took so much action, a high amount of volume, in a very short amount of time. So a lot of volume with the high velocity is how you can get good really quick. Now, everyone has jobs and previous engagements and whatnot. So whatever time you can devote to improving yourself, it's better to jump in head first and really take a lot of consistent action. The 9th lesson that I learned, which is part of the 3-step formula, is that you have to hunt down discomfort. If you want to make a change in yourself as a person and you want to be more attractive to women, then there's going to be a lot of things that make you uncomfortable. I wrote an entire book just about the fear of approaching. When I first started, I was petrified just to show up to the bar and put myself in a social situation. But what I found out very, very quickly and very early on was that if something made me uncomfortable, I had to go after it and I had to face it and become comfortable with it. And once I was able to do that, my growth accelerated massively. Eventually, I came to the point where I would go out, approach women, have interactions, and I would push myself to the point where I didn't know what to do or I felt nervous moving things forward. And then I would go and get help and find knowledge and tackle that area that made me uncomfortable. It could have been anything. For me, it was, like I said, showing up to the bar made me really nervous. approaching women made me super nervous. So I had to keep tackling that discomfort and going after it. Teasing women and being playful with them made me super nervous. Asking for a phone number made me nervous. Texting a girl the next day made me super nervous. Going on a date, trying to kiss her, whatever it may be. All these things made me very, very nervous. But like I said, I found out that I had to find where that point of discomfort was and made sure that I went after it. Got the right knowledge on what to do, and then I went after it, practiced it, and eventually I became better at it. And the 10th lesson I learned, which I keep learning over again, is just so massive, is that time flies. So do not wait for anything in your life. Don't wait to date the quality of women that you want in your life. Don't wait to learn this stuff. Don't wait to make yourself a better person. Don't wait to get a better job. Don't wait to go to the gym and diet and get in better shape. There's no point of waiting for anything because time is going on without you and it can go by really quick. I can't believe it's already been 10 years, man, since I got into this and started my whole journey. And it's been a whole decade that I've been doing this and teaching this now for a living. And time just went by really fast. And I don't really have any regrets because I put a lot of effort in. I had a lot of incredible, amazing experiences. I've changed a lot of lives. It's been super cool. And that big lesson that I learned and I'm continuing to take forward is if you want something, if something is calling to you, when you lay your head on your pillow at night and you envision your perfect life, whatever that is, go for it and go for it now. Start taking steps towards working at that now because time flies and it will go right past you. 10 years, man. It was 10 long, hard years with a lot of rejections, but a lot of amazing times. I met some incredible people and I'm so happy with who I am now and who I have in my life. And it was all worth it. I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys like the 10 lessons that I learned from 10 years on my journey of self-development and getting better with women. What I thought would be really cool is I talked about 10 things that I learned along my journey. And what I would like you to do is pick one of those 10 things that really resonated with you and that you would like to hear more about. And what I want you to do is comment below and let me know which of those 10 things you would like to hear more about. And what I'll do is I'll record another video and dive deeper into one of those 10 lessons that I gave today. And if you're too shy to comment it publicly, you can email me at joe@joeducard.com and let me know which one of the 10 things you want to hear more about. I commend you for being on your own journey to self-development, for watching this video. And if you haven't taken much action, get out there, get after it, and live the life that you really want in your heart.